Well, as you can see, the little garage is empty and just nothing. J44 is gone. It's finally out of here. So, you know where this jet engine is? It's not here. It's out at the farm. It's getting ready to go to Mark's. And so, yep, the empty garage. That's a good sign. Hello everybody, hello, and guess what? This is what everybody's been waiting for if you're a fan of the J44 Project. This is the video. It will show you that she is running. It's again alive. I didn't know really what to title this video, like hooray, or whoopee, or finally, or she lives, or she's reborn, but regardless, that's too much drama. Let's just say it's running. We had some issues as usual. Nothing goes smooth in life. Well, okay, that's pretty pessimistic. Sometimes things don't go smooth in life, and we expect that in any world or any man-made world. And you know what? This camera's crooked. Now, is that better? Now it's crooked that way. Geez, I must be drunk. How about that? Is that better? Let me know if this camera's making any weird autofocus noises, by the way. Seems like sometimes we have so much technology, but yet there's so many things that are just silly. Okay, what we were saying was, excuse me, so we'd addressed a few problems. As you know, if you've been following, I was doing an experiment with the igniter and trying a different igniter, but what I did fail to notice was that it's a little bit smaller, and not thinking the smaller diameter allowed a larger airspace around it through the combustion chamber liner. Combustor liner. There's a hole for the igniter to go through, and it's a certain diameter. The stock or original Fairchild igniter was pretty much filled that hole, and the other igniter that I bought off eBay is smaller in diameter, and Mark from Bomar welded a little plate to it to fit and attach it to my cowling. But that left about a 1/4 inch gap between the combustion liner and the igniter, which evidently allows air off, diffuser, discharge air through there. And what that resulted in is a non-start. We had fuel spraying out of the back of the engine, but it would not light. Upon removing the igniter, we found the igniter was bone dry. So if you got fuel spraying out of the back, it's just absolutely, flooding the inside of the engine, just dripping out of the bottom. But your igniter plug's bone dry, something going on. And that was just trying to start it. So right off the bat, I said, I think we got a problem here with air being blown around here, because like I said, I'm not an engineer, and then probably somebody else could have caught that and said, you're creating an air draft. So I put the old igniter back in. That got us going. That got us to run. So the next problem that we ran into was under voltage problem. As you also know, if you're following, we now have the oil mist lubricator connected. So at that point, we have added load to the batteries. So now we have a fuel pump, and we have an oil mist lubricator heater, and we have the igniter box, and we have the fuel valve, and all adds up. When you're cranking the engine, your 24 volts that you have on your 2 car batteries is pulled down to about 17 volts. It just is. It's a lot of amperage. Honestly, I probably really need semi batteries, large truck or bus batteries. 2 of those would be a lot better suited. Okay, but we have a budget here. So at this point, my simple solution is to separate the control and accessory circuit voltage supply from the starter supply. At that point, the starter voltage is nothing to do with the control voltage and accessories voltage. We can keep that at nice crisp 27 volts or so. And upon starting the engine, I was losing spark. I was sometimes the fuel valve wouldn't even pull in. All right, so it was causing some intermittent wet start. So what I did was is separate those voltage supplies to improve reliability, and it did. So we already have modifications for the future coming to the system. I also had a few fuel leaks, still do have a fuel leak. We got to address a few things there. I've actually fixed everything down to the main fuel supply line that goes to the fuel manifold. That actually has a leak from the AEN fitting that's on the end of that flex hose. So probably the solution will be to recut that end off and have it, take it to the shop, service shop. They'll put a new end on it. That probably would correct it. I don't know, but it's leaking from there. And I did run the engine with a diaper under it, basically a pair of blue jeans, old jeans folded up, and it was dripping. So I know people are going to comment, you're running your engine with fuel dripping out of the bottom, it's a fire hazard. Yeah, I know, it is. Okay, we understand that. But, it's outside, it's not gasoline, it's jet fuel. It's outdoors, lots of breeze, had a fire extinguisher handy. So, it's a calculated risk if there's such a thing. But I were able to get in a total of 7 runs. All right, all said, with a few electrical issues that we worked around and a few fuel leaks, got all fixed except for the main supply line, which that'll be soon to come. We have had some success. So without any further ado, let's cut to some video of running it. There's no particular order here. We got a total of 7 runs at 2 different days out there. The first day out there was kind of gloomy and sprinkling rain. I did get 2 runs off at that point. Okay, and then actually this past Sunday was a beautiful day here in central Indiana. It was very warm, up to 70. It was clear, just a beautiful day after all the rain we've been having. So Sunday was a good day. We got 5 runs in, all 5 runs, all 5 starts, no misses, no wet starts, fired right up each time. By separating a power supply, separating the accessory and stuff from the starter, allowed us to keep a nice strong voltage on our pump and on our especially the igniter, so that it can get a good spark, and it started every time. So we got plenty of run time in. I'll just mix it up in here and show you different angles and views. We got the console, we got the engine, we got the tailpipe, we got I think we got we got a flower pot thrown into the jet path, the exhaust gas path, and see it fly away. And we had a little miniature jet wash alley going, grass all blown over, crispy, and so I kind of felt like Jay, just a little. We had an engine running and we had a jet wash alley, and all we really needed was snow, I guess, and we just had some snow to blow. But no, please, keep it. I don't want snow. I like the warm. So, all right, we have wasted enough of your time getting you on the edge of your seat, I hope, and we're going to switch now to video from the farm. We'll go ahead and throw it over to Darren and at the farm, and hang on and stand by. All right, guys, this is it. We're going to try to start this jet engine. Let's see what happens.
Should I be scared?
You shouldn't be scared, but there's always panic possible. If you see me running, then y'all should run. How's that? Okay. See if it'll start. Hopefully you can hear spark. Started shooting on the board, I killed it.
Yeah, I know. I seen the board. Yeah.
Well, I heard
Did it get your attention?
It went, ooh!
Would that be because of that extra gas?
No, well, probably because I fiddled with that. All that throttle linkage I had apart, and so I got to tweak it a little bit. Here we go.
So are these both, go ahead, I don't want to distract you.
Good observation. I think I know that line needs tightened. He saw a field drip. So let's tighten some lines. It's starting to rain, so
sounds good, don't it?
Yeah.
Does it sound like a jet engine's coming?
It's right here. That's where it's gripping, yeah. Yeah, that's all right, we're going to take this little fitting out here and put a new O-ring on it. I think. Because this one has expired. Looks like I probably need a rag. Now we unscrew this. And there we have our O-ring. Let's see that in here. That's video. Okay. Reinstall our elbow fitting here with our new O-ring on it.
I want to say stand by. It's not doing anything right.
Correct. Yes, it's not recording.
Yep.
It's pretty snug. It shouldn't leak. If it does, I'll be disappointed. Alright, there's that. Now, the next test will be battery voltage.
Get the battery?
We'll have to hook them up here and add those batteries in, plug the charger in, let's see what happens and see what our voltage does when we hit the crank, hit the starter, and see what our voltage falls to. So that'll be the next one.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You said it's got an oiler in it.
Yeah, it does. That was all the runs up to number 5. I have 2 other runs to go, but that's way too much for one video. This is getting long as it is. So I'll put runs 6 and 7 on a separate video to come. But for now, we'll just wrap this up. I also want to mention the breast cancer awareness ribbon that I made out of a, it's like a wristband you wear to get into an event that they pop on there. And it was from the drag strip out west of town. That was Mark's wife Jill was diagnosed with breast cancer last year, and she was treated, and so far as she has fought it off, not required any surgery or anything. So we are very thankful and blessed to have that happen. And I wanted to put that little ribbon on the engine as a tribute to her, because so much of Mark's work has gone into helping me get things made for this whole project, including the main part, which is the stand that holds the thing while it's running, the fuel cell that you see that holds the fuel while it's running. So Mark, Jill, thank you for your time and help and contributions to this project. And I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. You got to see a few things done. The fuels, like I said, the fuel leak will be fixed before we do any more running from this point on. We'll get that handled, as well as the electrical issue, and try to improve its reliability. Thanks again to all of you who have stayed tuned or watched and waited and for this to come. I know it's been a long time. It's been 3+ years since I tore into the engine and disassembled it. So it was really good, for my soul to see it running again. And hopefully you got a little entertainment out of it too. Maybe it'll inspire some of you to buy an old jet engine, and if you can, and experiment and play with it. I see people on YouTube, just amazing, creative people. I want to say thank you again to Agent Jay-Z at Jet City Turbine Services. They have helped. Jay, your name was flying around in circles there. As I said, it's his autograph is on the rotor shaft, and it didn't seem to vibrate. I didn't hear any weird noises. If you'll notice, the GoPro video from underneath the engine was in its watertight case, so we've muffled out a lot of the outside sounds. All we can hear is what's mainly being transmitted through the frame or through the stand. So you can get to hear the gear noises, the bearing, the shaft. So Jay, you maybe can crank it up and listen. Does it sound okay to you? It sounds okay to me. In fact, I want to say it sounds smoother than before. If you'll play back maybe runs number 3 and 4 on this engine from about 4 years ago, that was video, same camera, same location. And I think, of course, then I had the noisy gearbox, because one improvement here is a new accessory drive gearbox that doesn't have seized up bearings in it, and in fact new bearings in it. So I think that's probably a little quieter. So Jay, hopefully you can listen intently and see how it sounds, and let me know if you hear anything that sounds weird. Okay. So thank you again to Jay for his help getting it balanced. That's a big important step in engine rebuild, especially if you're swapping parts, in which I was. All right, well, thanks again. You'll get an alert on the next video we release, and like I said, we're going to take it over to Mark's home shop and store it there, and we're going to do some little updates and repairs, and maybe a couple modifications to the electrical system to get it to perform, and then we'll be ready to shoot some more video of it running, and that'll probably be from Mark's base. All right, so thanks again. You have a good one, and we'll see you on the next video. I'm just don't know what to say. Thanks.